Hello, everybody. It's Linda the Old Bird. Thought I would bring you in on something that is so exciting to me. I'm cutting out my quilt pattern. Yes, let me show you which one I'm cutting out. This one. Now, I titled him Handsome. That's the name of this quilt pattern. And I've already cut out his face and his hat. Let me show you the fabrics that's going to be the face. This is going to be his face and his ears. And this solid gray is going to be his hat. Now let me show you the pieces. And these are the pieces. You see? This one is the brim. This one is another part of the brim. And I don't know what you call the top of the hat, but this one is the top of his hat. Now, I thought I would bring you in with me and share with you exactly how I cut them out. Now, next, after the hat and the brim, here are my pattern pieces. And again, this is him. I have the face, the hat. Oh, you know what I don't have? Yes, I do. The N and the P. The N and the P are supposed to be just slightly different in fabric. So I think I'll use this one for the N and the P, which are his nose. Now let me find it. The N is right there. And the P. I need one of each. And I'm on my ironing board because sometimes with the 100% cotton, it wrinkles. And if you're cutting your quilt pieces out, you need it to be flat. So I keep my iron plugged up. There are my pins. And I'm going to cut this out. Now, while I'm cutting this out, let me share with you something new that the Old Bird is doing. I'm going to start a brand new Facebook group for anyone interested in making my quilt patterns with me. I've created 4 African American quilt patterns. And if you are interested in making them with me in the group, let me know, and there will be just a small fee to join the group, and hopefully I will get some more finished. My goal is to have 10 different blocks. There we go. Now that's the one. That's going to be his nose. That's P. I'm going to put that right there. And then I have N. This is N. Each one of my quilt patterns are piece block patterns. And I think they'll be a lot of fun to create. And if you use the excuse me, rotary cutter, it's fine. I use scissors and I cut my pieces like I did when I was growing up, and we'll be doing it together step by step. Now this one is in. That's a part of his nose. And you'll get the colored one showing you it in color. I like to see them in color, you know. And then you'll get this one. This one shows you the construction. And then you'll get 2 sheets with the actual quilt pattern itself. Now, I'm not a professional quilter. I love creating quilt patterns. And you know, in searching for a quilt block that was African American, I couldn't find any. And that's why I created my very first quilt pattern. I just simply couldn't find any. So I said, it's okay. I'll create them myself. Now next, after we have the hat, we have the face, we have the nose, I'm going to get the jacket. Now, just because I have it painted blue doesn't mean that it has to be blue. It can be any color of fabric that you have. I'm sorry I had to move out of the camera. Excuse me. But I wasn't really prepared to make this video. I wanted to go live and practice using YouTube Live, but I don't have enough followers on YouTube, I found out, and it's okay. It's okay. If you know anybody that's interested in the things that the old bird does, tell them to go over and join me on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/gotta be handmade. Now, the jacket is B. So I need 2 of the B. And you see, this is where I've been cutting out the pieces. This is exactly what you will receive. There we go. And the arrow is on there. I learned how to put the arrow on there so you'll have the correct placement of it on your fabric. And I see this piece needs to be pressed just slightly. There we go. And I tell you something else. I purchased what is considered premium, the sign said, premium cotton, now quilting fabric, 100% cotton. I'm not a quilter. I don't know what fabrics you should use and should not use. I just got what I know, which is 100% cotton. Do you know all of the 100% cotton quilting fabric is not the same weight? Now, I don't know, the next time I'm able to get to a store that sells fabric, I'll ask them if that's written on the boat, because a lot of information is offered to us on the end of the actual boat of fabric that we're purchasing. Because I'm not a seamstress, because I'm not a quilter, I really don't know about textiles either. I just love creating the blocks. And seldom do I make a whole quilt. Let me show you one. Let me see if I can get it off the wall and share it with you. My sister, when she was growing up, wore ponytails all the time. And I created this quilt block with her in mind. Can you see it? And this is one of the ones that we will be making if you join my Facebook group. So let me know if you're interested, and if I get enough people, I will have that group and we'll make them together. So that's the way one of my patterns look. That is all together. That's 4 blocks of that one. And I used to sell it online many years ago, when we first started having home computers that look absolutely nothing like they do now. And we had great big huge floppy disk. And I can't even remember how I got my pattern online, or if I had it online, I might have only had a photograph of it. And on my sample of it, I have 2 plaits. My sister wore one in the back, so the one I made for her only has 1 braid. Now that's the jacket, and I'm putting them all together right here so I'll have them. That's the jacket. I'm going to fold this up so it will be ready to cut ready, so I don't ball it up because I'm going to need it again. And if you join me, that's the way you do it. Next, let's see. Next, we're gonna need I think prior to the shirt, oh, wait a minute, my piece fell. Prior to cutting out the shirt, I'll cut out the tie. This is the second page of the pattern. There he is again, and the tie has, let's see, is it 2 pieces to the tie? 3, F and E. F as in Frank, and E. So let me see. Here is E, and here is F. This is E. Just like that. And here is F. I haven't decided, since I'm in the process of making all of each block that I've created, I haven't decided how I will store my pieces. What do you think? Is it better to put them in a Ziploc bag and then in a box to keep them? Or is it best to put them in a binder? You know, they have these pockets that you can get for a binder. What would you do? Now let me open my fabric. This is the fabric for the tie that he's wearing. And E, and F. E needs 2 pieces, And F needs 1. I think I'll run the iron over it. And the arrow is up and down this way, so that's the way you will be laying it on the fabric. How did you learn about quilting? Are you a crafter, or did someone in your family create quilts? Do you have a quilter in the family? Or a quilter that you remember people telling you about that was in your family? My mom's birthday was on the 24th. And Mama would have been, I think, 103. She was a school teacher and a quilter. When school was out for the winter months, we traveled extensively all year long. My mom would quilt. And Mama quilted by hand. Everything. The entire quilt was by hand. She could sew. She had a sewing machine. But she made her quilts all by hand. And I think it helped to relieve stress. Now that was F. And this is E. And the arrow is up and down like this, so I can place it. Have to put it up here. E. Let's see. Try to conserve fabric as much as possible. That's another thing. Fabric has gotten to be a bit pricey. But when you're making something as super special as a quilt, that's gonna last more than a lifetime. You can spend a little more. Now this piece is real small, so I'm gonna have to maneuver around the pins and move those as I cut it out. Here we go. And if you're watching this, tell me, are you a quilter? And if so, have you ever heard or seen anybody quilt by hand? Next time, I'll show you one of Mama's quilts. There it is. That's E. Now I cut it a little bit. And when we have the group, I'll show you how to preserve your patterns. That's the tie. So I have him almost fully cut out, each piece to the block that I'm making, that I just finished creating. So I hope you enjoyed this little time together and seeing how I cut my pieces out. And again, if you're interested in being a part of a Facebook group where we will live create the blocks together, right now I have 4 African American quilt blocks. And it's gonna take a few weeks together to make the block. I guess we'll come on, what you think, maybe once a week. Let me know. That will be 4 times. So kind of let me know, and let me know how quickly you'd like to get it done, so I can start scheduling that. And I thank you so much for joining me. Go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I need 1,000 subscribers so I can go live on YouTube and we can be there. And it's a better platform. So help me to grow my YouTube channel. Have a blessed evening. Be safe. Because you know, for the best, it's just gotta be handmade. Bye-bye.